Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Caroland. This is Carolina, and today's video I wanted to update you guys on something that happened about 2 months ago, and that was my trip to Colombia. I am from Barranquilla, Colombia, which is in South America. I had not been there in about 11 years. I know, that's crazy. That's like more than a decade. One of the main reasons that made me go there was because of my friend's wedding. She's one of my best friends growing up, and she told me like a month before,
hey, I'm getting married and I would love for you to be there.
So I was like,
oh, I don't have any of my papers updated.
which kind of made me think about one of the other reasons why I really wanted to go to Colombia, which is to update all my documentation. Because here in the US, I have all my updated documents. I have my name change, I've updated my gender, I've updated everything, but in Colombia everything's still the same as it was before my transition. So I was like, perfect, I'll go over there, get my papers updated, go to the wedding, see all my family and friends. It'll be perfect. Before I even got there, some crazy stuff happened, and one of those things was that my plane got delayed 5 hours. So I'm here at the airport, and my flight to Colombia got delayed due to some mechanical issues apparently. Just been super anxious and super excited about this trip because I think in a way it's gonna be a good moment for me to get away from everything and just kind of relax and have some time for myself. I feel like I'm getting a cold. This is not bueno. I can't believe I'm going back to Colombia. It's been so many years, like 11 years. That's over a decade. That's like insane. It's just like a big mess. I ended up getting on the plane. I landed in Cartagena, which is a city that's like maybe 2 hours driving from Barranquilla. Because it was kind of late, the airline decided they were gonna pay for my hotel for that one night, which started my adventure in Colombia. Because guess what? When I ended up staying the night, I met this random family that was on the plane with me, and they invited me out that night because they were staying in that same hotel that I was staying at, and they were going on a party bus called Chiva, a party bus that's very typical in Cartagena and in other parts of Colombia, where you basically get in this bus that doesn't have any windows or any doors, and there's alcohol, there's music, there's people that are just crazy, and it's super fun. We ended up going around the city, and we went to different clubs and bars, and it was super fun. But I ended up getting super sick. So I made it to Barranquilla, and this is crazy. Had the craziest night ever in Cartagena. Ended up spending the night in a hotel waiting for my brother. I have like no voice. I basically lost my voice completely, and I just wanted to be able to communicate with people. You know, I haven't seen these people in like over a decade. Obviously I want to have conversations with them. Ended up going to the wedding. Beautiful, amazing. This wedding was like crazy. My friend she knew what she was doing. She took care of everything, and I give her props because I've never been to a wedding this elaborate and this beautiful in my entire life. So I was very honored to be there. We had a great time. Being trans, being a person that they knew from their childhood. I'm talking about, you know, everybody, just not just my friends, but their parents, family members, neighbors. Everybody that was there knew me from before, and everybody acted super nice because I was really nervous that people were gonna just act weird around me. But honestly, everyone was like extremely accepting and acting super normal and everything, and it made me feel really included, and it made me feel like, wow, after 11 years of them not seeing me and not interacting with me and me going through my transition, they're still able to see me just for who I am. That was really cool. One of the other reasons why I wanted to go to Colombia was to get all my documents changed. That includes my passport, my birth certificate, my ID, my national ID. I had the craziest, I'm not joking, the craziest 48 hours of my life trying to get my name updated in Barranquilla, which is the city where I've been staying this whole time. I ended up forgetting my national ID from before. They made me file an ID with my boy's name. I was like,
what is going on?
But it was my fault. I forgot my ID, and I needed to present that to the notary so they could update my birth certificate. And since I didn't have my ID, I had to get a replacement. Another thing that happened super crazy is that the taxi cab driver that was driving me around back and forth these different offices that I was going to ended up trying to kiss me. He was basically asking me to kiss him instead of me paying him for the ride. Crazy, crazy. I know, it was like ridiculous. I was like, what's going on? I am not gonna give you a kiss. That's disgusting, gross. Like, I was just not having it. And at that point, a few other things had happened. My heel broke, literally broke, when I'm coming out of one of these offices to go talk to the taxi driver who's waiting for me because I don't have enough cash to pay him. So I'm here at the hotel because it's been absolute hell. Just to let you know, I am only the second person in this city in Colombia that has changed their gender and their name in their legal paperwork. So these people have no idea what they're doing, and there's so many mistakes that were made, so many things that were said, and so many bad luck situations that I just encountered today that I literally had the worst day ever. Like, I was literally crying in a taxi cab. I was sexually harassed by a taxi cab driver. Yeah, that happened. Literally, my heel broke. Here's the heel. I have proof that this happened. That I'm just not making things up just to make this video more interesting. Literally had the worst day ever. I literally have some sort of like asthma attack, even though I don't have asthma. I've been dealing with a cold in the past few days. I've been sick literally, and my throat got really, really tight, and I started coughing uncontrollably while I was at the bank trying to pay for one of the things that I was doing, one of the updates on my paperwork. It was crazy. I'm literally sweating. It's super hot here. It was like the worst ever. I know, it's a lot. Believe me, I was there. It was too much. All of that happened in those 48 hours of hell. Another thing that happened that I thought it was extremely hilarious and ridiculous, and I just can't believe it, is that when I was getting my birth certificate updated, the lady that was updating my birth certificate, she was using, get this, I know, just wait for it, a typewriter. Yes. If you're watching and you're probably like in your 20s or younger, you don't even know what a typewriter is, but it's basically a machine that you can use to type things on a piece of paper. It's kind of like having a computer except minus the screen and all the technology. She made about 7 mistakes on my birth certificate, hence why I had to go back and forth these 2 different offices that were in different parts of the city, and hence why I ran out of money and why the taxi cab driver saw me crying because my heel broke and I had no money, and he ended up trying to take advantage of me. I know, so much. I feel like I'm just vomiting all this information. It was crazy, but it was part of my trip that I wanted to let you guys know about. Finally, meeting up with my family after 11 years. I have a few aunts that live in Barranquilla in Colombia that are very, very Christian. They're very into their faith and into their religion. And for many, many years, since they've known that I'm transgender, they have not accepted me. They basically just did not want to accept the fact that I'm transgender, and they didn't want to use my name that I chose for myself. They didn't want to acknowledge my gender identity as a woman, and that really, really hurt me for many years. I didn't want to talk to them. I had a lot of anger against them, which sucks because they're my family and I've always loved them. I've never had something like this happen before during my transition. So when I went to Colombia, I was ready to have to face them because they live with my grandma, and my grandma is fully supportive. Thankfully, everything turned around when I went to see them. I think they were able to connect with me, and I think they just needed to see me. They had not seen me in 11 years, so they didn't understand what it meant for me to be trans. I think that I needed to be there present and talk to them and tell them about my life. Have them meet me again as myself for them to fully understand where I was coming from. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I am putting a Spanish video on this channel every Sunday. I'm doing a little segment called Spanish Sundays. If you want to practice your Spanish or tú hablas español, you can watch those videos every Sunday on Spanish Sundays in my Caroland channel. That's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys soon. Ciao, ciao.